Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24. We're going to begin this episode here in Kansas City to face the 15-19 Royals, and we'll see the Athletics debut of Kyle Freeland, the guy we picked up off of waivers last episode from the Rockies. Now before we get into this game, I do want to address something with the pickup of Freeland. Blade Raven brought it to my attention in the comments, and I think it's a good point to hit on, so thank you, Blade. As we picked up Kyle Freeland in waivers, and I like the pickup. I thought he could be a good guy at the back end of our rotation from the Rockies. Essentially got him with a trade for Spence. But one thing I didn't look at was his contract. This man is owed a ton of money for the next 3 seasons. Look at this contract. Did I not look at it at all? So we're going to be tied up for him. Now, the only good news with this is we're not paying anybody else any sort of money, and probably not anybody on a roster anytime soon. So we're just going to have to eat the contract, and we do have the budget for it. But unfortunately, that was a little bit of an oversight. Not sure if I would have picked him up if I knew the contract. But regardless, he is now an Athletic. We'll begin today, though, against Blake Snell, the pickup from the Royals in this past free agency. 3 years, $99 million to come to Kansas City, the first big signing of free agency. Spent last year with the Cincinnati Reds. Before that, won 2 Cy Youngs. So a very good pickup here for the Royals as he'll be getting against Gio Urshela, who will flare this out to right where it will be caught. And we'll take a look at this Athletics lineup. Offense been swinging a lot better recently. A little bit of a different lineup today, though. We'll see Ryan Oda up next in the 2 spot. Esteury Ruiz is hitting 3rd. Langlear's at 4, Soderstrom 5th. Robbie Martin playing at 2nd base today. Geloff's currently out with a minor injury. He should be back in the coming days. Nick Allen at shorts, Brown in left, and then in right field. Rooker's getting the day off, so we'll see Miguel Andujar. Ryan Oda will then strike out on the low changeup, which will bring up Ruiz, and he will ground this one over to second, where it will be fielded for the 3rd out. So here is Kyle Freeland making his first start of the season. You can see his numbers from last year with the Rockies. He made a start 2 days ago in AAA just to kind of get him familiar with the organization. He went 6 innings and only gave up 1 earned run. So that being said, it's a good and a bad thing because he pitched good, but he probably won't go very far in this game because he is going on short rest. So not a good situation for his ideal start for the team, but he gets the first out on Michael Garcia. We'll take a look at this Royals lineup. In center field next will be the rookie Tucker Bradley, followed by Bobby Witt Jr. at short, Nelson Velasquez at right field, Salvador Perez the catcher, Joey Meneses at first, MJ Melendez in left, Jahmai Jones at second, and finally DH is Nick Senzel. Here is Tucker Bradley up next, the rookie, who will rip this one into right field for a base hit. That's going to roll all the way to the wall, and Tucker Bradley will have his first career double. Bradley was an undrafted free agent in the shortened 2020 draft out of Georgia, and he's made it to the big league, so a good story for Tucker Bradley. Next up, Bobby Witt Jr. will ace this one into right field for a base hit, so now runners on the corners already for Freeland. Not an ideal situation. Velasquez up next. 0-1 will get plunked on the back of the leg, so Freeland puts the bases loaded in his first inning, but he gets Salvador Perez to look at strike 3. Thought it was ball 4. It was indeed strike 3, just a good pitch. So 2 down now for Joey Meneses, who hits it up the middle. Nick Allen will cut it off, and with a beautiful defensive play, keep the shutouts. We'll stay bottom 2 after a rocky first for Freeland to see how he does in the second inning, and this one won't start off much better. Single down the left field line for MJ Melendez. So he's on first base for Jahmai Jones up next, and he rips this one past the glove of Noda into right field. Andujar will cut it off, but this will be a double. And now 2 runners in scoring position here for the Royals. Not a good inning again for Freeland. Just probably a little shaky, a little rusty, also on short rest. As here's Nick Senzel, the next batter, will fly out to right. Andujar will get it, but that will be deep enough. And the Royals will have the first run of the day off of a sacrifice fly. Back to the top of the lineup, Garcia up next, chopper up the middle. Martin can't get to the ball. And that's the second run for the Royals. They now lead 2-0. Tucker Bradley up next will ground this one. This time Martin does make the play, and it will be a double. So Freeland will get out of the second, giving up 2. He'll actually go 3, as we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. So Freeland only goes 3 innings in his first debut, a 6 ERA. As we turn over to Mason Miller, who's going to get the 4th inning here. And Mason Miller pitched a lot of innings in the last series, so his arm's basically gassed coming into this one. So not an ideal situation for him. We have not done a good job setting up our pitchers for success today, as the first 2 for the Royals will get on board as Mason Miller is running on fumes. Next batter, Michael Garcia, the top of the lineup. He rips this one to deep left. Brown will make the play. However, the runner on second will tag and go to third. So again, runners on the corners for the Royals. It's Tucker Bradley, 2-2. Over to Noda. Goes to second. Goes to first. And Miller gets through the inning with a double play. He's happy. We'll only give him the one inning today. We'll go to top 5 of the offense, which has been quiet today. No hits for the Athletics. Blake Snell mowing him down. That's the 5th strikeout of the day. And that'll bring up Robbie Martin, who was also a victim of the K in his first at-bat. Second at-bat, though, he'll draw a walk. Good eye on the fastball outside. 3rd walk of the day for Snell. And that'll bring up Nick Allen, hitting only 191 on the season as he grounded out back in the 3rd. 1-2 pitch to him, and he'll rip a changeup into the right center gap, and that'll get down. First base hit for the Athletics today, and it's a big one. Martin's going to round third. He's going to head home, and that's an RBI double for Allen as he cuts into this lead. It's still 2-1 Royals, but it's now been cut in half. Brown up next will swing through a fastball. That'll be the 2nd out of the inning. And that'll bring up Andujar, grounded out back in the 3rd. Not been a good season for him, but getting the spot start today. 1-2, he swings through a nice curveball to hit, and the Athletics will get one. Here comes Craig Kimbrell out of the bullpen, the 3-time reliever of the year, who's not had the best season with the A's. His first batter will be Bobby Witt, who grounds over to Allen, who's got to be quick with this because Witt is lightning fast, and Allen does get him out. Velasquez up next, 2-2, will swing at a pitch in the dirt. Nice pitch on the knuckle curve, and Langoliers will put him out for the 2nd. That'll bring up Salvador Perez up next, who draws ball 4, and that'll do it for Kimbrell. I didn't mean to put Martin in the game after this, but then I went back and looked. Kimbrell actually had shoulder tightness going into this game. He has a minor injury. So again, a pitcher not set up for success. But he did pretty good. And then Martin will get the final out of the inning with a great backhand. And that'll be through the 5th. We'll go into the next inning. Zach Jackson will come in relief. Martin would get the first out before Jackson would relieve him, trying to work on what has been a porous season for him. He needs 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, and the first one will be Jahmai Jones, who does ground out. And then Nick Senzel up next. First pitch will rip this one high and deep into left center. Ruiz will give chase. He won't get to it, and this one will bounce off of the wall. A 2-out double for the former National Nick Senzel as the inning stays alive. Garcia up next. Full count pitch, and he pops up into center. That will end the 6th as it stays a 2-1 Royals lead. Going to the 7th, Tony Santillan will come in relief for the Royals. A Rule 5 pickup this past year. Spent last year with the Reds. Kansas City liked him, wanted to add him to the team. He hasn't had a good season, but he gets the first at Langoliers to fly out to center. Snell also went 6 strong innings for the Royals. He's in line for the win. As the next batter, Tyler Soderstrom, will send a rocket up the middle. Almost took Santillan's head off. So he's on first base. Robbie Martin up next will not lay off the high heat. He's going into a little bit of a slump, as that's the 2nd out of the inning. Allen up next with their only RBI today will pop up a slider over to first, where Meneses will be underneath it, and that will end the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom 7th. Zach Jackson did give up a leadoff double before he was pulled. Here's Joe Barlow out of the bullpen, making his 20th appearance. Trying to strand the runners as the 3-0 pitch to Bobby Witt, but of course he's going to get the green light. Why not? And that's going to be an RBI double for Witt Jr., who wisely goes to second. Probably shouldn't have thrown it home. Now 3-1 Royals as Velasquez up next will ground it over to Martin, who will make the play. But Witt's now 90 feet away. Any ball put in play will essentially score him, including this one. Perez slaps it into right field. It cuts away from Andujar, who was slow to get to it. And that's an RBI double for Perez. The Royals now up 4-1 here in the 7th. Still 2 outs to go. Meneses up next will swing through a high curveball. I wouldn't throw that pitch again. But then the next batter, MJ Melendez, will swing through a high slider. So Barlow gets a little lucky here in the 7th. Off of those 2 swing strikes, and we'll go into the top of the 8th, where John Schreiber will come in relief now for the Royals. His first batter will be Seth Brown, full count pitch, and he'll swing at what would have been ball 4. Slider low gets him. Andujar up next, 1-1, and he'll hit this one into right field for a base hit. Only the 4th hit of the day for the A's, and it's off the bat of Andujar. So he's on first, top of the lineup up next, and Gio will draw a walk. So that puts the tying run at the plate in the form of Ryan Noda, who's been very good this season. 0-1 pitch, he skies this one high and deep into center. However, it will be caught by Tucker Bradley. They will tag Andujar to third, but an absolute gorgeous throw by Bradley will gun him down. The rookie with the arm in center will end the top of the 8th, as we'll go bottom now. John Brebbia comes in relief, the former White Sox closer. Not a closed situation, but we're on the end of our bullpen, so we need somebody to step into the game. With one out, he gives up a single to Senzel, who's had a great game. Top of the lineup again, Garcia with his 5th at bat will fly out into center. It is caught by Ruiz for out number 2. That'll bring up Bradley, who had the great defensive play last half inning, and he'll ground this one over to Noda, who will step on the bag. And we'll go into the top of the 9th, where Will Smith, the lefty, will come in out of the bullpen, looking to close this one down, as he's trying to slam the door harder than he hit Chris Brown. Making his 9th appearance, I know that was a corny joke. He's 7 for 8 on save ops this season, as the first batter, Esther Ruiz, will fly over to second for out number 1. Shea Langoliers up next. First pitch, good slider to hit, but it's right at the right fielder, Velasquez, which means this game will come down to Tyler Soderstrom. 0-2, he can't connect on the high fastball, and the Royals will win Game 1 of this 4-game set at Kauffman Stadium by a final score of 4-1. Good win here for KC, the A's. Just the bats were not there today. Snell pitched an absolute gem, and we couldn't hit the bullpen. Only 4 hits for the Athletics today. Freeland, not the best starts in his first debut, but again, we didn't set our pitchers up for success very well today, and it showed as the Royals had 4 runs on 12 hits. Snell also gets player of the game, striking out 7 in those 6 innings, and we dropped the first game. Now, Game 2, we do bounce back and we win 5-4, as Paul Blackburn did not have a good start, but the offense came to the rescue. 5 1/3, only gave up 4 earned runs. His ERA is just now over 3, otherwise it's been a good season for him. We dropped Game 3 2-1 to the Royals. Sears pitched a good gem. However, Mueller gave up an earned run in his inning to give up the loss. But we do split the 4-game set. We beat them 9-8 in Game 4. 7 runs in the 7th off of a grand slam for Ryan Noda. Puts us out in front. And that'll send us back home against the Los Angeles Angels as we get to return home to Sutter Health Park in Sacramento, California, where the now 15-23 Athletics will play host to the 19-20 Los Angeles Angels, hoping to continue what has been pretty decent play for the Athletics with a very winnable home series here, as Mike Trout feeling himself in the dugout, ready for this one. We'll send a Wade Miley on the mound, who's made 7 starts, and he's been up and down. And when I say up and down, when he's up, he's been an ace, and when he's down, he's been abysmal. So we'll see what kind of pitcher we get today from Miley, as Zach Neto will begin things off for the Angels. And the first batter will pop it up behind home plate, where Shea Langoliers looks like just has enough space to make the grab. And we'll take a look at this Angels lineup today. Up next, we'll see at second base Anthony Rendon, who's been playing a little bit better recently. Mike Trout in center, Mickey Moniak in right, Andy Ibanez at third base, Rowdy Tellez your first baseman, Joe Adell in left, Matt Thaiss behind the plate, and then Nick Maton in the DH spot. Here is Rendon up next, who pops this one up as well into foul territory, and this time Noda will put this one away. Quick 2 down now for Miley. That'll bring up Mike Trout, and he will rip this one through the right side of the infield. Now the 10-time Silver Slugger as the first base hit of the day. Mickey Moniak up next, first pitch, blooper into left, and it gets down. So after the first 2 batters are out, Angels now have 2 quick hits. Andy Ibanez will then draw a walk. So just like that, bases loaded for the Angels for Rowdy Tellez. Only hitting 165 on the season, but he's going to deliver here. This one splits the outfield, and this is going to clear the bases. 3 RBI double for Rowdy Tellez, who's actually a Sacramento native as well. So a little bit of a homecoming for him. Well, he puts the road team up 3-0. Joe Adell up next, not done. Singles into right. Tellez will hold at third, and this inning's quickly gone down the toilet. Next batter, Matt Thaiss will ground this one over to Robbie Martin, who's playing short today. He will make the final out at first, but the Angels put up 3 in the first. Logan Allen on the mound for the Angels, the former Cleveland Guardian who was acquired in the offseason, has sent Nolan Shanuel to the Guardians. He's had a pretty solid start to his season. He'll begin against Gio Urshela today, who will ground this one over to third, where Ibanez will have it, and he'll throw him out. Former Tiger teammates on that play. As we'll take a look at the A's lineup today Robbie Martin will be hitting in the 2 spot back over at short. Ryan Noda at first. Shea Langoliers in the 4. Soderstrom the DH. Esther Ruiz in center. Zach Geloff back in the lineup. He's healthy. Playing second. Seth Brown in left field. And again, Miguel Andujar getting the start in right. Rooker's okay. He's just dealing with a couple of little minor things. So he's getting the day off. Martin grounds out for the second out. And now full count to Noda. And he swings through a high slider. So the A's go down 1-2-3 in the first. We'll go to top 3 now. Mike Trout back up at the dish, and he's going to lace this one into right center for a ground rule double. That one hops over the wall. Inning gets started quickly, and then Mickey Moniak with a high fly ball to right field, and this one's into the bullpen. A 2-run shot for the Angels. Mickey Moniak extends the lead. Also, side note, I know there's supposed to be bullpens out there. They're on the side. I didn't make the stadium, but thought this is the best one, so we're just going to roll with it. But nonetheless, Angels up 5-0 now in the top of the third. And then Andy Ibanez up next will single down the right field line. So this looks like it's going to be one of those starts where Wade Miley does not have a good game, as that's another double given up. Still nobody outs. Rowdy Tellez up next, who had a bases-clearing double in his first at-bat. And he swings through the fastball on this one for the first out. Going to bring up Joe Adell playing left field today. He singled back in the first, hitting .344 on the season. Not an everyday starter, but he's playing like he deserves to be. 1-2 pitch to him, and he swings through a cutter right down the middle. So quick back-to-back punch-outs from Miley brings up Matt Thaiss. Another spot start today for another Angels player as he looks at strike 3. So Miley will K the final 3 batters, but not for the Angels, add 2. Craig Kimbrell will then come in relief in the 5th. Miley only goes 4, so Kimbrell will be tasked with getting through this inning. He's actually fully healthy now. His shoulder is feeling a lot better as he strikes out Trout looking. That's not an easy accomplishment. Moniak with a 2-run homer in his last at-bat will rip this one over to Gio, who knocks it down, but he can't make the throw in time. And that'll be an infield single for Moniak. Andy Ibanez up next, 0-1 pitch. He gets a curveball right down the middle, and he'll send this one out of here. A 2-run shot for Andy Ibanez. Kimbrell just hung the curveball again, and it gets taken yard. 7th home run of the season for Andy Ibanez, as it's a 7-0 lead for the Angels. This one's gotten ugly in a hurry. Tellez up next will get jammed. He'll ground over to Martin, who will make the play. And that'll do it for Kimbrell. And it goes 2/3. Chris Martin brought in relief, tasked with getting the final out of this frame. As it will be Joe Adell. 2-2 pitch, and he will pop this one up to right where Andujar will have it, but the Angels extend their lead. Let's go back to the A's offense, which has been rather mute today, as Zach Geloff will begin the bottom of the 5th with a base hit up the middle. Only the second hit of the day for the A's. Hopefully it's the start of something here. As the next batter, Seth Brown, with a 1-2 pitch, will chop this one over to short, and, well, that base runner is now erased. 6-4, 3 double play. Nice throw by Rendon. A quick 2 down now will bring up Miguel Andujar, only hitting .143 on the season, struck out in his first at-bat. And in this one, he'll drive a ball to center field, but it'll quickly run out of gas. And that's another 1-2-3 inning A's offense, not doing anything today. Martin will go into the 7th, and Mike Trout has seen a couple of home runs today. And, well, you can't have an Angel home run party without the Millville Meteor. He crushes a solo shot. 8-0 Angels off the back of the 8th homer of the season for Mike Trout, and the 3-time AL MVP, trying to show that he's not on the back half of his career as he trots the bases. Zach Jackson will then come in relief. He's tasked with getting the final out of the frame. At least his ERA is under 9 now. His first batter, he gets him to strike out. It's a nice pitch to get Ibanez. Joe Barlow will then come in the next frame, the 8th inning, as he's been our best reliever this season, not named John Brebbia. As the first batter he faces, though, will be Rowdy Tellez, who will rip this one into right field up against the wall, and that'll actually only be a single for Rowdy Tellez. That's a double for practically every other major leaguer. Next batter, Adell will swing through a fastball. Nice strikeout by Barlow. And that brings up Matt Thaiss, 1-2. High fly ball to center. Ruiz will camp underneath it. Puts it away for the second. Barlow trying to get through the inning unscathed. It's Nick Maton up next, and he'll strike him out. Nice inning by Barlow, and then proves to be our best reliever still. Bottom 8, Logan Allen still on the mound. He's going for the complete game at this point. As why not? He strikes out Brown, his 8th K of the day. Andujar, one of his Ks today, will then step up to the plate, and he will pop out to right field. So a quick 2 down now for Allen. Top of the lineup, Gio Urshela, who has one of our 3 hits today. And he'll get another base hit. Up the middle, just Gio doing his thing. Base hits around the field. Robbie Martin up next, 1-1. He perfectly times one for a base hit. And just like that, back-to-back hits for the A's as Urshela will slide into third. So runners on the corners, maybe a little bit something doing here for Ryan Noda. First pitch. Inside fastball, he pops it up. Noda should not have swung at that pitch. And that'll be a weak end to the 8th. We'll go top 9 where John Brebbia will come in relief again. Not a save opportunity, but our bullpen's been depleted today. So we turn it over to our usual closer here. It's a runner on first. And he's quickly going to put that runner out. 4-6-3 double play. Just Brebbia doing Brebbia things. But now he's got to face Mike Trout, who's been 3 for 4 today. He's a triple shy of the cycle. Why not just walk him? But instead, Brebbia, he's going to take it right to Trout. I respect the cojones to do that, but I would have ill-advised that as Trout flies out on the warning track to end the 9th. It's an 8-0 lead. Logan Allen going for the complete game with 2 down. He gets Ruiz to ground out to short, and he will do it. A complete game shutout for Logan Allen as the Angels win this one by a final score of 8-0. They take game 1 of this 3-game set, and just a poor game for the Athletics all the way around. Hitting was not there. Pitching was not there as well. And in a series that I feel like we should take at home against the Angels, we dropped the first one. So we got to win the next 2 if we want to win this series. As Player of the Game awards in this one will go to Logan Allen, of course, with his complete game shutout, striking out 8 along the way. But again, our pitching struggled. And I feel like we got to try to do something to continue trying to fix this bullpen. So we're going to call up Hogan Harris back up. He made 1 start for us, pitched a third of an inning before getting hurt, and then sent back down after the acquisition of Kyle Freeland. So we're going to call him up to be our long reliever in the bullpen. In order to make room for him, we're going to send down Kyle Muller. He's only 27. He's got some more time to develop, and I don't want to screw it up, even though he hasn't been our worst reliever in the majors. The only thing, though, is Muller's out of options, so we got to waive him to send him down. I think he'll clear, but you never know. So the reason of calling up Harris is he will move into the long relief spot. And Mason Miller, who's been one of our best relievers, he's going to move into a middle relief spot, hopefully just eat up some of those innings in the middle of the game that would go to like Kimbrel, Jackson, and Martin, and hopefully not have to turn it over to them as much. We lose the next game 4-3 in 12 as Taylor Ward was the entire offense for the Angels, all 4 RBIs. So we lose the series at home. We can't win it now. And in game 3, we not only lose the series, we get swept 9-1. The Angels win as Harris had to come in early because Blackburn got hurt, and it was not a good game for him in his first long relief spot. A couple of trades around in the league. Tigers acquire Brandon Barria from the Blue Jays from Parker Meadows, and the Rangers will get Mike Castilla, but they'll send Wyatt Langford to San Francisco. I like that trade for the Giants a lot. They've had a couple injuries in the outfield, and they get a good young 23-year-old who's playing good this season. So interesting move for the Rangers, but the Giants will take it. And the next episode, we will stay at home against the Detroit Tigers before going on the road for 10 straight games, starting with a 3-game set in Canada. So hopefully we can bounce back after getting swept. We now sit 15-26 against the other bottom team in the American League in the Tigers. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we can bounce back. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.